Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you are feeling well. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel and watch complete video till end for supporting me. So let's start today information. These are some updates on Iraq and Iraqi dinar.
There won't be no in-country, out-of-country rate, just not going to happen. If there's a LOP and you think you're going to be able to hold the old banknotes with the zeros on there just because you're out of Iraq and the exchange rate jumps up to a high exchange rate and you think you're going to run down there with your 25,000 and swap it with that exchange rate and get more of a return, you're sadly mistaken. In country 1 to 1 out of country a $3.86 exchange rate, that's not going to happen. The variance is usually somewhere between 1% to 3%. We are just waiting for the giant leap when the CBI gives them the second rate change. This should bring in much if not all the remaining capital outside the banking system back to the banks that need it desperately for the economy to grow. This second rate change should coincide with the project to delete the zeros. Remember when you say Iraq was paying for all of their major construction at 1310, you'll see payments were able to disperse out of the DFI fund. Food, currency exchange programs, electricity, oil infrastructure programs, equipment for Iraqis, equipment for security forces, civil services, salaries, Ministry of Budget Operations. That's a broad spectrum. They had a lot of things that they could tap into that oil money revenue stream dollars, DFI. It wasn't in dinars. Things have changed now. They have a time crunch. Since the DFI has gone into the Iraqi 2 fund, you're going to see big changes I'm excited to see. IREFLY, television is talking about Sudanese trip to Washington. They saying high security and military personnel will accompany him. It looks like we're going to go this time with a completely different exchange rate. Frank, my hope and prayer is he will talk to you about your new exchange rate because it is time to do so. He has given you every hint, every scenario, every option of why you're about to have a new value to your currency, about why your currency will be more valuable than the American dollar. I am sitting in great hope he will make an announcement that will add purchasing power to your currency and then go to Washington with that power representing him as the leader of Iraq, a free sovereign nation and not the loser of a program rate country with sanctions upon him. Question: where will redemption centers be? Mark Z. I have been told this over and over that the majority of the US 90% of us will have RC within 50 miles of where we live. The only people who may have a longer drive are those in rural areas. Low populations like the Dakotas and Wyoming. They will not release exact locations before the event starts for security. Article: Iraq announces that it is close to producing 5 million barrels per day. They are announcing that it is close to 5 million barrels per day. Oh, but the dinar is still at 1/6 of a penny. It is like they are ignoring the oil assets already on hand in determining the rate of the dinar. Even before the 1991 invasion, they were producing 2.5 million barrels per day and the dinar was around $3.22. Now they are producing twice as much oil. So what's going on here? The US is playing a game with Iraq and the IQD, and most importantly, its people are suffering from it the most. War sanctions are over and it's time to give them back the currency along with their dignity. Question: where will redemption centers be? Mark Z. I have been told this over and over that the majority of the US 90% of us will have RC within 50 miles of where we live. The only people who may have a longer drive are those in rural areas. Low populations like the Dakotas and Wyoming. They will not release exact locations before the event starts for security.